Hi there, welcome back to Go to the Assistant Principal's Office, a seismic shift, where I, as a 3-year assistant principal, am trying to change the way that staff, students, and the community see the assistant principal's office. I'm Carrie Weishart. I'm an assistant principal at DeKalb High School in Waterloo, Indiana, and I am so excited that you've joined us today. Well, I've had several videos on all the different kinds of ways I'm trying to change the way that the community sees the assistant principal's office. And today I want to talk about what I've learned about creating space to listen. One of the reasons I became a principal is because I really enjoyed mentoring and working with teachers. And so one of the things I wanted to make sure that I always did, I was 22 years in the classroom before I became an assistant principal. I wanted to make sure that I continued to remember what it was like to sit in the seat of a teacher. And one of the things that was really important to me when I would go to my principal's office, I had a really great principal who would sit and listen to me for hours. His name is Brandon Bidding, and he was the former principal of Carroll High School, and he always created space to listen to me. And so one of the ways that we do that is, of course, through evaluations, but it's so great to create informal spaces for us to have informal conversations, but also just to really listen. So I have two different ways that I've done that. And the first is with my roster of evaluees, those that I evaluate, I decided last year to create what I called a campfire chat. Now, a campfire chat is just that. We think of nights in the summer when we sit around a campfire and we enjoy hot cocoa or making s'mores, and we just have really great conversations with the people around us. And so I wanted to create a campfire chat environment for my teachers to be able to have a conversation with me to start out the school year. So I gave them these sentence starters. I emailed them in advance and said, I want to have a campfire chat with you. And would you answer one or all of these questions? 1, teaching is important to me because I am the kind of teacher who. I aspire to be the kind of teacher who. I expect all teachers to. And the one word to describe my teaching goal this year is. I told them this was an informal conversation. I wasn't evaluating them on their answers, but I tried to have some really open-ended questions that would help them to talk about what they wanted to talk about. Have you ever tried to talk to a teacher and say, hey, what do you need? Sometimes they don't know because they haven't been thinking about it. So they thought about this ahead of time. And when we sat down for our campfire chat, I was able to learn a lot about my teachers. I also added the 2 questions at the bottom. Do you need extra time to collaborate with another teacher, or do you just need coverage for one period? I would love to teach one lesson for you. Talk with me about the details. Then the second thing was, would you like me to participate in a lesson or activity with you? Examples might be a book talk, teaching a lesson together, me participating in a project with your students. The sky is the limit. Let me know. Part of listening to them, I remember just always wanting my principal to be in the classroom. So when I listened to them in the campfire chat, I also wanted to give them an opportunity to ask me to help them. But again, teachers don't always want to ask for help. So I gave them 2 prompts to be thinking about when we met for our campfire chat. I was really excited the way that turned out. I ended up teaching in one of my English teachers' classes. I ended up participating in some of the projects the teachers had going on. But most of all, I got to know a little bit more about them. I created space to listen to them. When we talk about informal relationships, that's also looking for ways that your community of staff might want to get involved. Well, early last year, so 2 years ago, I created Barron Book Club. And I created it because I'd been talking with some teachers who all had a love of reading. So let me tell you how crazy this is. At this point, after 2 years, our Barron Book Club has over 35 members. They stretch from central office to our high school to middle school. We have teachers and staff members from everywhere who get involved, and we discuss a book that has nothing to do with school. What's really awesome about it is I see teachers and staff members having conversations about the book all the time. In fact, more often than not, I run into somebody from our book club who's having a conversation about one of our books. It creates community, it creates space, and it creates opportunities for me to interact with those staff members in ways that have nothing to do with school. That creates trust, it creates relationship, and that is super important to me if I'm going to change the way people see the assistant principal's office. One of my favorite parts that we've done twice now for our book club is we have a bookish holiday party where everyone brings a book type gift with one of their favorite books wrapped, and we do a white elephant gift exchange. And I believe this year we had almost all of our members in attendance at that holiday party. People are looking for ways to create community in our schools. And so we have to look for those felt needs and create them. But more than anything, I want to place myself in situations as an educational leader where I can develop relationships with our staff, with our students, with our teachers. And so these are just two of the ways that I have started doing that at DeKalb High School. So I guess my question for you is, as a leader or even as a teacher, whether you're a leader of a school or you're a teacher in a classroom, what are ways that you're creating more informal ways to have conversation? Whether you're a teacher standing at the door, giving high fives or greeting students, or on the way out, you're having short conversations with them, or whether you're finding them in the hallway or the lunchroom or anywhere else. But what are those informal spaces where you create opportunities for relationships to thrive? Thanks so much for being here today. I hope you will meet me next time when I'm going to be talking about the student market and care closet, how we look for students' needs and we fill them.